What's up, my fishing freaks? We back, baby. And today I got a little bit of help from my buddies at Shop Carl's and Mystery Tackle Box. If you don't know what Mystery Tackle Box is, it's a subscription service where they send you a box of baits every month, and each inside of them is something different. What I love about this service is it gets me baits I've never used, baits I would never buy at the store. So it really gets me out of my comfort zone and use baits or lures I've never thought of using or used before. So what I'm going to attempt to do is what's called a MTB slam. What that means is I can only use the baits that are inside of here and catch a fish on every single one. So that's what I'm going to try to do this morning. And I'm going to try to catch big fish when I'm at it. But stay tuned. I'm running a little behind this one. I want to get an earlier start, and I also looked at the weather channel. It looks like there might be some storms rolling through, so what I'm going to do is get on the kayak, get out in the water. I'll unbox these when I'm on the water so I can go through and see exactly what they gave me. But just stick around, stay tuned. If you like MTB slams, you like big fish, subscribe to my channel, leave me some comments, check out my Instagram, I'll leave all in the description. But again, subscribe to my channel. It's red, it's the wrong color. Change it gray for me. I'd appreciate it a ton. And leave some comments as the video goes along. That'd be dope as well. But stay tuned, guys. We're gonna catch some big fish. All right, baby. Dead slick calm. It's not horrible. I like a little chop on the wind, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. MTB Pro. Let's see what we got. Oh, I already see a jig, but let's start here. Looks like an underspin with some feathers on it. A pro runner. Alright. Put a saucy swimmer or something on the back of that. Just nice little swim bait. That's not bad. One of our all-time favorite lures. A jig. Dope colors. Real dope colors. It's a hard hat jigs. Half ounce. Can't beat that. Some cream lures and green pumpkin crawls. Those don't look bad. Those don't look bad at all. Put that on the back of the jig. Knock two out at once. Clutch, great color in red. Love the clutches. One of my favorite baits as well is a lipless crank. Caught a lot of big fish on this and down here before. So, Excite baits. These look like just a curly tail worm. The high float. So these, instead of laying on the bottom, these things are going to float up. And these the tail's going to have a lot of action. This is going to be dope. Good color. Green pumpkin. Oh baby. Wow. Look at that. This service even gives you expensive baits. Like, this is a $12 bait, so this is just a swim bait, multi-jointed swim bait. This is a heck of a swim bait. I actually have one of these in the other color. I'm excited to try this one on, so we'll tie this one on as well at some point. We got some hooks. Here's a card. This kind of goes through everything you want. Look at that, baby bluegill, $14. So heck of a deal, really. Dope sticker. Yeehaw, cowboy. Tips, tricks, some cool stuff in there if you read it. And this tells you how to fish the baits. So this will tell you how to fish the bluegill. So if it's the first time throwing a swim bait or something like that, that will help you out a lot. Let's tie on with the clutch. Let's try this moving bait this morning. Let's try this clutch this morning. So stick around, guys. We'll get this thing tied on. See if we can catch some fish. Stay tuned. Test cast. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to throw in these weeds or pads or anything, because obviously with these treble hooks you're going to get stuck. So I'm going to get as close as I feel comfortable with and just kind of see if someone's roaming the pads on the outside or something. See if someone's trying to ambush them. Last time I was here, the water was extremely clear. Now since then, we've had some big storms, so now it's obviously the normal color of what it usually is here, so which is dirty. So this red will come handy. It's a good color when it's dirty. It's a good color too right now. So let's see if we can get on some this morning. Let's change it up. I know the clutch will work. I'm not feeling it right now. I kind of want to catch the first fish of the morning. So let's go with the worm. Just want to start off with the fish and then kind of go from there. We'll just use this setup. Take the Guggen Squad green pumpkin, purple crack and crawl off of it. Just Texas rig the worm. Excite. Oof. Look at this thing. Looks good. Looks real good. So let's Texas rig this thing. This thing should get munched. It's a worm. So what I'm going to do with this worm is throw it right on the outside of these pads. I know someone's home for this. Someone will slurp up this worm for sure. I'm just kind of picking a pocket out right now, an open patch. I'm just tossing. Just tossing it in there and see what's happening. I'm starting to drift a little though. Oh, shit. One thing about worm fishing, it's a little slow. You're not cranking and winding, and you're letting it cast it out, let it sink. And since this thing's a high float, it said, that thing's just gonna wobble back and forth in that water. You're just waiting for someone to take it. Oh, I'm on one. I'm on a fish, boys. A little thing, little tiny little guy. I was just trying to, first fish of the day, but I was just trying to get around these pads, and it felt tight, and there was a boy. That's alright. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying no attention. That's on me. Well, at least we know something. I don't know what I know now, but there's another one, I think. Yep. Yes, sir. He's pinned good. He's digging. He's a little digger. Look at this little. He choked it. Oh, bud. I got one right now. Right? Yeah. I caught about 2 weeks ago. I caught a 6-pounder in here. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate it. One down. All right. So we knocked out the Excite Baits high floating worm. Heck yeah. Let's see what we got next. Let's do moving bait again. Let's try this thing. I'm gonna pair this up with floating again. I'm gonna pair this up with a trailer on the back. So let me get out all these weeds and stuff first, and then we'll get this thing rigged up. That one fish was giving me struggles getting the hook out, but I eventually did. He survived. No fatalities, which I hate that. So we are all good there. Took him a minute, but he eventually swam off. Alright, look at this thing. I think this looks dope. Feather, A little hook. It's a little hook. That's alright though. Nice little underspin. Where are all my swim baits? Ah, yes. No, I think this will work. This will work. So we got one fish. Not bad. One little thing, but that's alright. Fish is a fish. There you go. A little strange looking, I guess, but whatever. That's the name of the game. When MTB sends you something, you gotta use it. So let's get to using it. So what I'm doing is, if you can tell, the wind's all blowing towards me. So I'm going to fish this wind-blown pocket inside of here. All the bait, small bait fish, all get blown by this wind that's sitting inside of this little pocket, and then, I mean, they can't go anywhere. So the bass would probably end up just ambushing them. I mean, they have them trapped, they have them cornered. So I know I would, if I was a big mama, I would try to get me as easy as a meal as possible. Just doing a steady retrieve, letting it sink a little bit and just reeling her in. Once you feel that thump, raise up. There's a lot of space in between the back of that swim bait and that hook, because that hook is tiny. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep it without that swim bait that's on the back of that thing, but man, I don't know. I've never thrown anything like this. Best part of those MTBs are you use baits you've never used before. I would never buy this thing in the store. I guarantee you that. But let's give it its day in court. See how it goes. There's one. Oh, wow. He looked big. He looked big, guys. Oh my gosh, he came off. That little hook, I'm telling you, I just... shoot. Golly. That hook is so small. Gosh, that hook is so small. I was just winding it across the bottom. At least we found that out. I'm 90% sure I would be able to land that fish if this hook was not... Man, it just... To me, it looks tiny. These are great conditions, though, for something like that, because it has that underspin. These are great conditions also for a spinnerbait. I love when it's windy. There's no sun. The sun is not coming out today. So that extra flash it gives helps the fish see it from water. If I wasn't throwing this right now, definitely would have a spinnerbait tied on for sure. It's a great bait for these type of conditions. Windy, low light. This is kind of mimicking that without obviously all the other blades. This has one single blade. Glad I got a bite on that thing because I was not very confident with it. If I'm going to be extremely honest with you guys, when I opened this up, I had a feeling this was going to be the one I wasn't going to be able to catch anything with, but that's why we do these things. Oh, something just bumped it. I could feel that. It was, you feel them just, it almost feels like you hit a rock. I mean, it could have been a rock, but there's not many rocks in this little lake. Very grassy, so. And I want to say it was a fish, so felt like a fish. That's all I can say. Well, people, that's not how I wanted anything to go like that. One fish, a couple bites. The weather's not the best. It's got pretty windy. There's no sun. It's fairly overcast, but I don't like blaming stuff on the weather. Maybe another day would have been better, but either way, I had a good time. It's cool using all those baits. I used every single one of them in the mystery tackle box. Now, if you haven't checked out MTB, definitely give them a look. Their surface is pretty cool, and They have great customer service. I actually had a box that was missing some baits a couple months ago. Literally received the missing baits literally a week later. So their customer service is great. Products are always good quality, and you get to use stuff you never used before. But I wish I would have gone better. It's the way it is. It's fishing. It's a sport. You win some, you lose some. Today was a loss, but I did catch a fish, so it's not horrible. But stay tuned. I have a lot of stuff planned. I got some big things coming, and stick around, and hopefully I can get this channel to grow a little bit. Drop a comment below on what your favorite bait was. Stick around and stay tuned. Stay plugged in, guys.